Have you ever had a dream involving a table? Dreams that feature a table of some kind can have a significant meaning. So let's talk about what a table can mean in a dream. A table in a dream can have many different meanings depending on what type of table it is and what's happening at the table. In the Bible, a table can represent communion, fellowship, and blessings. For example, in Psalm 23:5, a table is symbolic of provision and abundance. It says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." The Hebrew word for table in this passage means a table fit for a king. So this table speaks of God's provision and an abundance of blessings. A table in a dream can also represent fellowship with God and with others. Matthew 26 talks about the Last Supper, which was a time of fellowship and remembrance where the disciples fellowshipped with Jesus just before his crucifixion. A table can also represent a time of family fellowship as well. Now, since the kitchen in a dream can represent the heart of a family, a table can be speaking of family relationships or the family dynamic. God could be encouraging you to spend more time in fellowship with your literal family or your church family. Now, if you have a dream where you're at a table with someone you're not close to in real life, someone you may have a turbulent or distant relationship with, this is showing that God wants to restore and renew the relationship. Also, a table can be symbolic of a time of celebration and triumph. Revelation 19:7 talks about the wedding supper of the Lamb. It says, "Let's rejoice and be glad and give the glory to him, because the marriage of the Lamb has come, and his bride has prepared herself." So if you dream that you're feasting at a table with others, this could be showing that you've overcome a certain area of your life and you've entered into a season of celebration and triumph. Now, some dreams can be very specific when they involve tables. So I'm going to talk about 8 types of tables and table scenarios that can appear in your dreams. Number 1, a round table. A round table is used in real life to encourage communication that centers around a particular topic. So dreaming that you're sitting at a round table with others can represent a need to communicate with others, as well as a need to communicate what's on your heart. It can also mean that the dreamer will have an opportunity to learn natural or spiritual strategies that will help them to progress in life. Also, the round shape of the table can represent a covenant and can be speaking of the dreamer forming covenant relationships. Number 2, a long table. A long table can represent a time of meeting with someone in order to plan something in particular. It can represent a time of negotiation or reconciliation. Since leaders tend to meet at long tables, a long table in a dream can be showing that God is placing the dreamer in a leadership position, or the dreamer is in leadership development where they're in a season of training and grooming to step into a position of leadership. A long table can also represent connecting or collaborating with those from different backgrounds to learn or to share ideas. Number 4, a broken table. So if you dream you're sitting at or looking at a broken table, this could represent a broken relationship of some kind. It could be speaking of broken relationships within a family or within a church family. Fixing a broken table in a dream can mean that the dreamer has a desire to or is attempting to fix a problem that has brought division between 2 or more people or parties. So God may give this dream because he wants to bring healing and restoration to a broken relationship. Number 5, bringing something to a table. For instance, you can have a dream where you're bringing a dish to the table. This could represent offering an encouraging word, or it can be symbolic of an expression of peace and love. Bringing something to the table can also be metaphorically speaking of bringing solutions to a problem. It can also represent having a giving and generous spirit. Number 6, putting something on the table. Now, this is similar to bringing something to the table, but different. Metaphorically speaking, when we say something is on the table, it could mean a few things. It can be speaking of a choice or an option that is presented to the dreamer. For instance, a job offer can be on the table, waiting for the dreamer to make a decision. This can play out in a dream where the dreamer is placing money or something of value on a table. Something being on the table can also be speaking of an issue that needs to be looked at closely, something important that needs to be examined. Number 7, setting a table. So, setting a table in a dream can be symbolic of a time of preparation. It could mean that the dreamer is in a season where God is preparing them to serve others in some way. 1 Peter 4:10 says, "As each one has received a special gift, employ it in serving one another as good stewards of the multifaceted grace of God." Setting a table in a dream is similar to waiting tables. You might have had a dream where you're a waiter or a waitress, and this would also be symbolic of being in service to others. Waiting tables, by the way, could also be showing that the dreamer is going through a humbling process where they need to learn humility by serving others or putting others first. Number 8, under the table. So if you have a dream that you're looking under a table or something is under a table, this would be metaphorically speaking of a secret or a hidden issue. And God is giving you this type of dream because He wants to expose it and bring it to light in order to bring healing. Hey, have you picked up your copy of The Mysterious Language of Dreams yet? In this book, I go more in depth about dreams and dream interpretation than I do on my YouTube videos. I talk about the depth dimension of dreams, dream layers. I talk about the time dimension of a dream. Also, dreams and the imagination, which is quite interesting. I also have put over 40 real-life actual dreams that people have dreamt in the book for you to practice your interpretation skills. Also in the back of the book is a dream dictionary with over 400 dream symbols. So I've left a link in the description box below where you can go and pick up your copy of The Mysterious Language of Dreams today. New book cover, same book. Have you had any of these types of dreams? If so, I want to hear about it. Leave it in the comments section. And if you're not a part of the dream team, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications to all. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, please. And don't forget to share this channel with your family, your friends, and all of your fellow dreamers. I'll talk to you all next time.